Okay, so one last time I'll just cover props. If you like using blocks for lunges, find something that resembles a block if you don't have like a real block. I like those big cans of like soup or broth. Those work really well. Strap, it could be a scarf, it could be a belt. And then if you want anything for your shavasana, like pillow for under your knees, a bag of rice for over your belly, a blanket, any of that, you can find that near your mats. I'm going to send this playlist link one more time just for anybody who came in last minute. That's for practice today. You can grab a Bluetooth speaker, connect it to a different device, and play your music if you'd like to. I'm just going to turn you all on mute now. And again, if you hear some meowing in the distance, that's just my kitten. Great, so let's go ahead and find and come to a comfortable seated position. I'd like to share a mudra with you all today, a new mudra. I find that I've been sharing a lot of mudras recently. A new mudra, and this mudra is called Garuda mudra. It's the mudra of the eagle. And so how you take it is both hands facing you, and you'll just link your thumbs and have the palms face your throat. Now the hands can be above the throat. That's more of a throat chakra activation, or they can be above your heart, and that would be more heart chakra. What's the difference between those two? Heart is compassion, care, love. Throat is more purification, release, letting go, expression. So you just choose what sort of energy you want to cultivate today, and you can just gauge and meter your hands based on that. Once you have your hands where you'd like them, perhaps the eyelids gently close. Lengthen through the tips of your fingers, through the crown of the head. Give your toes a little wiggle, just feeling the very edges of your feet. And then tune into and notice your breath as it enters and exits your nostrils just naturally. And just like you could dip your toe into a pond, begin to dip your toe into the water of your present moment experience, just touching in with how and where are you here in this moment. We're at this time and space that there's quite a lot of different emotional experiences whirling and swirling. At least for me, I've definitely felt many different waves of challenging emotion throughout the past couple of weeks. And there's this term in the yoga tradition, and I'll explain it to you while you just deepen your breath here in and out the nose. It's called Pratipakshyabhavana, and it means cultivating opposites. And so just for a moment, begin to consider one challenging or frustrating or heavy emotion that you've been feeling or that you have felt in the past week or so. And just inviting, again, we're just dipping our toe in, not leaning all the way in, but just inviting that to bubble up to the surface, staying with your deep breath through it. And in this medicinal practice, which is cultivating the opposite, it's just helping to bring our system into balance. And so what would you imagine the opposite of that feeling to be? And you might even invite a little bit of that opposite into your system at this moment in time. There might be a word that comes along with it. It might be a phrase or an image. And you might even feel your breath with every inhale calling that opposite in, not to bypass over the emotion, the challenging emotion, but just to help integrate it, to balance it out. And we'll pause several times throughout class today and kind of weave this theme, this idea of Pratipakshyabhavana, cultivating opposites. And stay here for one more moment. And then we'll begin to move. And with your inhale, you'll just lift right up off your heels, come into a kneeling. So hips plant right above the knees. Let the arms release down and sweep up overhead. Exhale, press the palms out and away. Flex the wrists like you're pressing the outer edges of the walls here in the space you're in wider. And let the hands come back to Garuda Mudra of the Eagle. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, press out and away. Interlink your thumbs. We'll do a few more like this and try to navigate the opposite hand forward each time you come into the mudra. So if your left hand was in front, next time it will be your right, and vice versa. And we'll layer on another component here to this movement. With your next exhale, as the hands press out and away and the hands navigate back to Garuda Mudra, let your torso begin to drift forward. Maybe a child's pose, maybe just kneeling down. Inhale, reach up. Perhaps a back bend, pressing the hips forward, lift the chest. Exhale, curl. And so in this way, like we're getting our cat-cow movements in here. At the same time, we're working with the arms. At the same time, we're working with the mind, just cultivating that focus that's required for remembering which palm goes in front next. With your next inhale, reach both arms up. Interlace your fingers, press the palms to the sky. Exhale, both palms up and over to the left. Take a look down toward your mat. Inhale back through center. Exhale, second side. Taking a look down. Inhale to lift up. And exhale all the way back to child's pose. We'll take fetal variation here. So knees in together, palms face up behind you, forehead to the mat. Stay with your nice, deep, silky, smooth breath. Invite in your ujjayi, constricting the throat muscles here. And then flowing here, child's to standing kneeling. So with your inhale, reach both arms up overhead. With your exhale, engage the core, navigate down, embryo. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, embryo. You can let your arms and spine be as expressive here as would feel good for you, and you're just following your own breath pace. So let your breath be your meter and your guide. You can take arm circles as you move. You might roll up onto the crown of the head for a rabbit's pose as you come to fetal. And one more time, inhale to reach up. And this time, exhale, engage the core, slowly, steadily, hands to the mat, right beneath the shoulders, knees right beneath your hips. Barrel rolls, expressive cat-cows. Let the rib cage move in big circles. Let the head and neck move along. Slow or fast here. Let your breath guide your way. You might even close your eyes. And then take those barrel rolls in the opposite direction. Again, let your head move along with you. Maybe the eyes are open, maybe they're closed. Wherever you are, you're connected to your breath. And deeply connecting into your body as it is here in this present moment. And begin to navigate yourself back to a more neutral child's walk your hands forward in space, and we'll let the heart melt to the mat, puppy dog pose. The chin can rest on the mat. You might lower somewhere more like a halfway down position if that feels better for your chest and shoulders. Wherever you do land, we'll take a couple deep breaths. So again, coming back to our intention here, which is Pratipakshyabhavana, cultivating opposites. And so tuning again into that challenging space of emotion, and just dipping your toe in the water as you breathe. And then weaving in some of the opposite qualities. And this pendulation that we're doing with the mind is just a practice that helps us deeply integrate. Come on, right back to tabletop. Exhale, find your cat pose. Curl, chin to chest, tuck the tailbone, pause. Here, one more deep breath in. Full breath out. Inhale for cow, smile with the collarbones, lift the chin, lift the tail. Take a look up at your third eye center, either with the eyes closed or open. With your next exhale, we'll come to a floating cat. Tuck the toes under, knees lift an inch up off the mat, curl under. Inhale, cow, knees lower, leave the toes tucked. Exhale, floating cat. With your breath, a few more rounds like this. And the next time your knees lift up off your mat, curling the spine, pause. Find a more neutral spine. Shift your weight to your hands, inhale, and then to your feet, exhale. Still a bend in the knees. This is our bear plank, and we're just warming up the core here, so you might feel some deep core engagement as you draw the navel in. Doing awesome. Nice knee up. One more breath in. As you exhale, take it up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal out the legs. Give your head a big nod yes. And what in life are you saying yes to? And then give your head a big shake no. And what are your no's today? What are you saying no to? What are you letting go of? Keep pedaling the legs, let the head soften. And then one of my favorite down dog practices, which you can do along with me if you'd like, is this practice where we really get to shake the fearful energy out of our hips and legs. And it's through a shaking activation where we just lift and lower the heels here in our down dog. And you might even find little tiny hops. And see if you can do this while maintaining a deep breath. Easier said than done. And then hop your feet like a little bunny all the way up to your hands until you reach Uttanasana, forward fold. Let the spine hang heavy, bend the knees straight. The spine all the way toward the ground. Let the crown of the head point directly toward Mama Earth. Grab opposite elbows, shift the weight, right foot to left. Retune breath and being. Navigate yourself right through center. Release the arms, bend the knees. Inhale, slowly unroll the spine up. Just standing. Reach the arms all the way up overhead. Deep breath in. Exhale, cactus the arms. Broaden the collarbones. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, cactus. One more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, cactus. Open your heart wide. Pause here. With your next exhale, draw the forearms toward one another. Bow the upper back. Now the arms might come to touch, and they might stay more parallel here. Inhale, open. Exhale, curl forward. Feel here, shoulder blades squeeze. Inhale. Exhale, shoulder blades spread. 2 more. And 1. Leave the arms where they are. Inhale, send both arms up overhead. Exhale, bend the knees, fold at the hips. Uttanasana, forward fold. From here, just take a couple deep breaths. Maybe let a sigh out your mouth. Maybe feel your weight shift from the front of your feet to the back of your feet. Feel what it's like to bend the knees really deeply, and then what it's like to have the legs fairly straight. And if the eyes aren't closed already, close them. Bring your inner drishti, your inner gaze, to your third eye center. Take a deep breath in and let it out. With your next inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog, pedal out your legs. You can find a little hop here again if you liked that from earlier. Shaking it out. Remember I taught this at our last yoga teacher training, and some of the women were saying that this is like yoga twerking. But it's really just helping to shake some of our stagnant root chakra energy and let it melt out through the feet. With your next inhale, plank pose, spread your shoulder blades super wide, press down through your hands, engage the belly in toward your spine, and come onto the very, very tips of your toes. On your exhale, shift to the balls of your feet. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, shift back. Inhale to shift forward. Last time, exhale back. Inhale forward. Now from here, next exhale, lower your left knee down. Reach the right arm up, open the torso up and to the side. A variation of side plank here. You can stay in this variation with the knee down, or perhaps the foot slides down and back for a slightly more active variation. If you'd like to, Jnana Mudra, Mudra of Inner Wisdom, up overhead, point your finger and thumb tip come to touch. Your gaze can be down at the floor, straight ahead, up toward the ceiling, maybe a slight smile on your face. Nice work, Kate. One more breath in here. Exhale, float the hand down to your mat. Second side, you can take a break in child's first if you need to. Right knee down to the ground. Inhale, lift the left arm up and out to the side. Stay here, or lift the bottom leg up. You can plant it right behind. Your feet can stagger or stack here in Vajrasana. Maybe Jnana Mudra. Tip of the pointer finger and thumb come to touch. Reaching the fingertips up toward the ceiling. You've got this. One more deep breath in. Exhale, palm to the mat, plank pose. Inhale, come onto your tippy toes, shift forward, lower the knees, point your toes toward the ceiling, engage the belly in. A couple chaturanga push-ups. So we'll squeeze the shoulder blades together, roll them down the back, bend the elbows, draw them in toward your ribcage. Inhale, press, spread the shoulder blades. Exhale, lower down. We'll just do 3 total. Exhale. Inhale to press up. And then with your next exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. From here, rolling cobras. You've probably done this with me before. If you've been to my class, it's been a favorite recently. So tips of the fingers out wide. Hands are cupped, elbows high. You can walk your feet a little bit wider here today, and as you inhale, peel the chest up and back, look toward the ceiling, exhale, roll down and forward, inhale to rise up, exhale, down, forehead to the mat. A few more times. Inhaling, lift on up. Exhaling, lower on down. And just let the rhythm of your breath move you here. Once more, maybe pause, lifted for a few moments. You can look over your right shoulder, and then over your left shoulder. And then exhale, lower down all the way. Make a pillow for underneath your chin, cheek, or forehead, crocodile pose. Bend the knees, windshield wiper feet. Left to right, left, right. Again, coming back to Pratipakshyabhavana, cultivating opposites. And really when we're doing this practice, it's pretty much a mental practice where we're oscillating our awareness from that experience that might be challenging, that emotion, sensation that might be challenging, and going back and forth with something that feels opposite. Polarity. And maybe even beginning to play around with seeing, feeling. Can you experience these two opposites in your system at the same time? Is that possible? Stretch your legs out long. Press the hands beneath you. Press down, hands and knees through table. Exhale, down dog. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Little bunny hops toward your hands. Take your time and let the flesh of your legs and glutes shake away from the bones. When you make it Uttanasana, really let yourself surrender into the fold. Again, play around. What's it like to bend my knees really deep? What's it like to straighten them? Weight to the balls, weight to the heels. Left foot, right foot. Explore, turn inward, close the eyes. Inner drishti, third eye center. Strong Ujjayi breath. With your next inhale, lift halfway up. Interlace your hands behind you. This is where you can use a strap or a belt if you have one. If the fingers don't quite meet. Reach the knuckles back, back, back. Reach the crown of the head forward. Draw the navel in. Broaden the collarbones. And with your next exhale, surrender the body. Let the spine waterfall over the hips. Allow the hands to melt down and back toward the floor. Especially let your head and neck be soft and heavy here. With your next inhale, lift halfway. Leave the hands as they are. We'll take a side variation of this. Left knee bends, right knee straightens, hands to the left, look to the right. I'll turn so you can get another angle and view of what this looks like. Inhale back through center. Exhale, second side, hands melt. Inhale back through center, reach the knuckles. Exhale, release the hands, surrender, torso forward. Head nods yes, and shakes no. Just a brief neck decompression. Interlace the hands near the nape of the neck. Pinky finger lines up with the base of the skull. Draw the elbows in toward one another. Maybe they meet underneath the chin. And just pause here. Just creating some length in the cervical spine. And you don't have to bring the elbows all the way to touching in front of you. They can just be activating in toward one another. Or perhaps they hang out wide and you just use the hands to help traction and lengthen cervical spine and brainstem. So many important juicy nerves exist here. With your next exhale, melt the hands down to your mat. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, leave the spine long, shift your weight to your heels. Airplane the arms behind you, palms face down. Engage the navel in toward your spine. With your inhale, Garuda Mudra in front of the heart. Stay low. Here in chair pose, Utkatasana, also known as fierce pose. Choose whichever one you like. I'm liking fierce for today. We'll shift the weight all the way back to the heels so that the toes can lift and wiggle. You might give the fingers a wiggle here as well. We pause and hold chair for a little bit. So you might feel some heat rise through the body. This is just your inner Agni, your inner fire turning on. Metabolism, digestion, that's all connected to this inner heat. With your inhales, the knees stay bent, but you can find that arm movement we did earlier, which is reaching the arms up overhead. Exhale, press the hands out and away, and link the opposite in front. So that's if you want some movement here. If you're like super chilling and ready to just hold with your fierce laser focus, just hang out in chair. It's up to you. Nice job, Sherry, Kristen. Stay with it. I know this is a lot of energy here in the legs. It's good for us grounding energy when we're working with the legs. Let's do 2 more. You've got it. Stay with your breath. Great. This time, reach the arms up. As you exhale, melt forward, fold all the way. Give your hips a little shake, left to right. Could be gentle, it could be like a pedaling of the knees. Hands on blocks here if you'd like. With your inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, right leg back. Now here's again where you can use your blocks, or your cans, or whatever other creative fancy things you have around your house. Or fingertips to the mat. Anything works. Feet are on train tracks here. Engage the thighs in toward one another. Lift the back heel slightly away from your mat. Reach the crown of the head forward. Lengthen both the neck and the throat. So front and back side here of the throat region. You can stay here. If you're like, hey, my body wants to just stretch and chill, sweet, lower the knee. Let your body stretch and chill. If you're like, hey, I want to build more Agni, I want more fire, great, we'll go there. So with your exhale, we airplane the arms. 45 degrees, heel to crown of the head. You can pause here, or just as we've been doing, add movement. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, right back to airplane. You won't be here quite as long as we were in chair. We'll be here just a couple more breaths. One more cycle here, and then we'll meet our friends in our more passive lunge stretch. So with your next inhale, reaching up, maybe a little back bend, and exhale, you can leave the hands lifted if you'd like, lower the knee, melt the hips. And finding Kali Mudra up overhead, that's all the fingers interlaced. Point your finger pointing up and away. Back toes can stay tucked, or you can release them. You can also slide a blanket from underneath your knee here. On your exhale, hands to the mat, straighten your front knee. Flex the front foot. Surrender the spine forward. Now, if your back toes are not tucked, you'll tuck them. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, lift the back knee up. Take a little half step in. Plant the front foot all the way down onto your mat, pyramid pose. Relax the head. You can widen the stance here if you're feeling a little wobbly. Then grab your blocks if you like them. If you're wanting to take this into a shoulder bind, grab your strap or just interlace the hands. Let the arms melt forward. Stay with your breath here just a little bit longer. If you do have the hands interlaced, let the knuckles reach you back halfway. We'll all inhale, lift up to standing here. And exhale, turn to the long edge of your mat, heels and toes out, 5-pointed star. Take a deep breath in, stretch through all 10 fingertips. Imagine that your fingernails could literally grow longer here in this moment. And as you exhale, bend the knees, Garuda Mudra in front of the heart. How are your legs doing? Shift your weight left to right. Pratipakshyabhavana, again, cultivating opposites. You do that here in the heat of goddess pose, Devyasana. Closing your eyes, feeling into that experience you called forth at the beginning of class, in the opposite experience. Can you hold them? Can you cradle them both at once? Stay with it, Lisa, Michelle, and stay with your breath. Great. Pause in your goddess right through center. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more breath like that. And just because maybe no one's around, no one can hear you, let that breath be maybe like an audible groan or moan or a forceful something that feels vocal and expressive. And then let your arms come up overhead. Exhale, warrior two toward the front of your mat. We won't be here too long. You give the leg a break in a moment. Reverse your warrior, deep breath in, high five the back of the room. Lower hand to your leg or scoop it around back and behind you. And exhale, cartwheel on down, plank pose. Inhale onto your tippy toes. Exhale, your choice, down dog or child's for a little breather. Pedal the legs out. If you're in child's, melt hips to heels, shift your weight left to right, swaying the hips from side to side. 2 more deep breaths here, in and out. In and out. With your inhale, back to plank pose. You can rest in child's a little longer if you'd like. Option 1, knee down, side plank. Option 2, both legs stay straight, open up to the side. Maybe this time if your feet were staggered, you stack them. Maybe you lift the top leg. Maybe you take your belt or your peace fingers and interlace your toes, making contact here. Plenty of options to play around with. Where's your breath? On your exhale, forceful, audible breath to plank. Tippy toes, inhale. Exhale, lower the knees. Lower all the way down onto your belly. 1 rolling cobra. Let the hands come wide. Let it be expressive and full body. Exhale, lower down. Hands press. Child's or down dog, you choose. Child will be a little bit more restful. Down dog will give you a little bit more fire. You always get to customize, always get to cater to what you need. Wonderful. Little baby hops from down dog to your hands. Shake it out. Shake it out. Let your body move and breathe and release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. 1 more visit to our chair pose. We won't be here as long here in the second hold, but we'll be doing that same flow. Shift the weight to your heels. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, opposite hand in front. You've got it, Lisa. Just 1 more And then let yourself fold all the way forward. Audible sigh, moan, groan, scream, whatever you need. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we'll step the opposite leg back. So for me, that's my left side. I believe for you it's left too, but we always do. Sometimes, even in class when we're together, we're all on opposite sides. So I'll let you gauge and meter that. Now again, stay right down low. If you're like, I need a little breather, I want some more passivity, some rest, some stretching, cool. You can lower your back knee down too. That's totally an option. Those of you Agni seekers will come up into airplane arms, navel to spine, press the front heel down. Our flow is inhale, reach up. Exhale, airplane. Inhale to reach. Exhale to airplane. With your breath. One more time. Then we meet our friends in our passive lunge. You can leave the arms lifted, lower the back knee down, melt the hips forward, open the heart. Kali Mudra up overhead if you'd like. And Kali is that fierce, wild, wrathful goddess who's really great at excavating everything that we no longer need. One more breath in here. Exhaling, a fold over the front leg. Maybe flex the foot. Just pausing here for a moment. Let your spine completely drape forward. On your next exhale, back toes are tucked. Lift the back knee. Press the front foot down. Half step forward, pyramid pose. Options here. Let the arms rest on blocks or the earth. Or interlace, goofy finger this time. Fold forward. Plenty of things to play around with, as always. Notice your breath here. I'm feeling a little shortness of breath, some sweat. Nice, Nia. Use this as a little breather, an opportunity to reconnect to lengthen your breath, to decrease your heart rate. With your next inhale, if the hands are interlaced, you'll lead yourself halfway up. Release the hands and reach all the way up overhead. And we'll take a goddess pose. I'm going to be facing away from you. Heels in, toes out. 5-pointed star first, and then goddess. Eagle mudra, Garuda mudra, thumbs interlace. Bending the knees. Options here are to stay, hold, stagnant, to fly your eagle, reaching the arms whenever inhale and exhaling, hands come right back, or to find a bit of a pulse here. And if you're pulsing, perhaps you're also taking a bit of breath of fire, which is short exhaling bursts out the nose, purification breath. That breath of fire can be slow, it can be fast, any pace you'd like. If you're feeling lightheaded at all, slow it down, smooth your breath out. With your next exhale, exhale fully, sink down into goddess a little further, hold the bottom of your breath, just as much as is comfortable for you. Retract the pelvic floor up, draw the navel in, take a half swallow of the throat, lengthen your spine, and hold until you're ready for an inhale, which might be pretty soon. When you're ready, release your bandhas. Let the breath fill your lungs. And exhale. Let it go with a sigh, straighten the legs. From here, a brief visit to Virabhadrasana 2. Bend the front knee, back heel slides out. Arms float up to a strong T. Turn your front palm up. Inhale. High five the wall behind you. Maybe your lower arm comes behind or hand to the leg. Exhale, slow cartwheel to your plank. You choose child or down dog for some integration time. If you are in down dog, totally recommend, totally encourage you to find a little shake. This is the action that bunnies do after they've been chased by a fox to help release stress from their nervous system. And it works really similarly for humans too. We need somewhere or some method to help the excess cortisol in our nervous system to release. And so sometimes the simple act of just shaking the body helps it do just that. If you do need a breather, take a breath or two in child. So we meet in plank pose, Adho Mukha Dandasana. With your next inhale, open up, second side plank. So shift everything right. You can lower your bottom knee down or keep it lifted. Left arm reaches up. Stay here. Stack the feet. Lift the leg. Grab your belts. Or take your peace fingers around the big toe. Few breaths, pausing here. On your next exhale, lower to your plank, tippy toes. Lower the knees, lower all the way down onto your belly. Rolling cobras, hand out wide. We'll do 3. Inhale. Feel up. Exhale. Lower down. Ooh, I'm sweating. One more time. Press your way back. Child's pose, Balasana. Any choice for child's today, and there are quite a few. You can do embryo, which we did earlier. You can do a neutral child's arms reach forward. One of my favorites to work with recently has been big toes to touch. These come even a little extra wide, like wider than you might normally in wide-knee child's. And that's going to really help to stretch into your inner groin a little bit more than usual. Again, just a moment to help your heart rate regulate. Help your breath smooth out. Melt your hips back toward your heels. Our next pose destination is called Wild Thing. You may have done it before. I want to share a couple options for it. We'll do Wild Thing and let that be our transition point into a pigeon pose. Most of you are probably familiar with pigeon. If you know that it's not good for your hips, knees, or ankles, do a figure 4 on the ground instead, right? Grab your blanket, anything that you want or need for pigeon, but again, we'll come into Wild Thing first. So first variation of Wild Thing is a little bit more grounded feeling for those of you who have never come into it before. So you come into a forearm tabletop. We'll start with the right leg. Lift the right leg up and back. Bend the knee. Open the hips. And then lift up onto your right hand. Let the foot travel down in space behind you. Reach the right arm up. Right? So this is a perfectly beautiful variation of Wild Thing. You can even bring your hand to your foot here and get a nice deep quad stretch. Option A, right? So you choose. Second option, we start in down dog. Again, lift the right leg, 3-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hips. Lift up onto your right fingertips. Let the foot float down, down, down behind you. And reach your fingertips up overhead. Both feet are planted firmly down, gripping through your left fingertips. Reach your right fingertips up and away. If neither of those feel like your jam, hang out in a 3-legged dog, hang out in a 3-legged tabletop. That's where we'll meet on the next inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, slide the shin forward. Pigeon pose, Ekapada Raja, Kapotasana. This is your chance to let it all melt away. Walk your arms forward. If you need block, bolster, something for in front of you to rest the chest on, cushion for underneath your front hip. Again, figure 4 is a great option for those of you that feel a little crunchy about this pigeon pose. Let everything soften. Let your eyelids close. Inner drishti to your third eye center. Pratipakshyabhavana, which is a teaching of the Yoga Sutras, the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. Our ability to cultivate opposites, to experience polarity in our life, to be able to hold two wildly different experiences at once. One of the deepest opportunities for integration, healing, growth. Can you feel that now? Holding both of those experiences in your system at once. Maybe the challenging one and its opposite. Feel yourself oscillate back and forth between those two, just at your own pace, until maybe it feels like you can hold them both at the same time. One more moment here. Can you be just a little softer? Can you lean into this practice just a little further? Feel just a little bit more depth and connection with yourself. And then we'll release this posture. You can come to child's or down dog, or really any posture that your body's like, yes, please. So I'll let you explore and find that for a few moments. It might be a three-legged dog. It might be something completely unique that's like, I'm not sure if this is a yoga posture, but it just feels right. That works here too. When you're ready, wild thing on the second side. Again, we start on the forearms. Lift the left leg up, bend the knee, lower down and back. Stay there. Or take it up onto the hands and the right foot. Lifting up, left fingertips grow light. Slowly lower. Lift the pelvic floor. Belly in. Reach the fingertips. Press down through your grounded arm and through both feet. Then a few more moments here. I'll let you choose how long. You know where we're going next. Ekapada Raja, Kapotasana, pigeon pose. Right back in it, second side. If you'd like to, cushion your hip. Fold your torso forward. Definitely soften your jaw. And come right back to that feeling. Pratipakshyabhavana, Pratipakshyabhavana. Cultivating opposite experiences. Holding them both. Smooth the breath, soften the body, and let your mind just naturally oscillate between those two polarities of emotion, two polarities of thought, sensation, and experience in your body. Again, you choose how you release. You'll lift yourself up. Maybe a three-legged dog, maybe a child's pose, maybe something that no one's ever heard of or seen before. Just finding your way there. We'll meet in downward facing dog for just one more opportunity, one more chance to really shake out the glutes, the thighs, the calves, everywhere from the root down. So just a little hop. Then we'll hop all the way up to our hands and shake the body up to standing and just give everything a shake. And you can give your lips a shake, your head a shake, hands, hips, give yourself a shimmy. Everything shakes. Nice, Sherry, nice, Michelle, a little longer. And then come to the front of your mat, take a deep breath in, reach the arms up, exhale, squat down, roll, all the way down and back. Draw the knees in toward you and rock from side to side. Feel the magnificent being that is your own heart beating. And lower the knees down to one side in a twist. Gaze the opposite way. And then maybe the knees come up and over to the opposite side. Sigh, groan, moan. Let the eyes close. Knees through center. One last visit here. We'll meet in a happy baby pose. Hands to the hamstrings, the shins, or the feet. Whoever's most comfortable. And here we'll take 3 deep breaths in through the nose, out pursed lips like you're breathing through a straw. Kaki pranayam, cooling breath. If there are any final postures or shapes your body wants before Shavasana, go for it. Otherwise, we'll stretch ourselves out long. Legs long, arms by the sides, or over the body. You can also rest in Baddha Konasana here today if you'd like to. If you do have your blocks, you can slide those underneath either knee. It's a great option. You get to choose. How will you feel most comfortable? And then once you arrive there, let the eyes close and just give yourself a moment to orient to sounds in the surrounding space, the sound of my voice, your breath, maybe your own heartbeat, any sounds of the building that you're in, the wind outside. Just letting sounds arrive at your ears as sensation and energy rather than labeling them. What's it like to just experience them? Really tune into the refined sound of your own breathing. And let your breath be natural and soft. And with every exhale, feel your body twice as heavy. Release tension from your feet and ankles. Exhale tension from the shins and calves and knees. Exhale tension from the thighs and the hips. From the belly and low back. Chest and upper back. Shoulders, arms and hands. The throat and the neck. Jaw, head, face, and the brain. Tension released from the whole body. Let your whole body be ultra soft, ultra still, ultra heavy. And invite in pure white light to fill and permeate your every cell. As if it could just wash through you like ocean waves wash up onto shore. Just easy and natural, no effort. Just light, easy, effortless, washing through your being. whole being. Allow this light to literally lighten your load, so much so that it almost feels like your body's floating, hovering up above your yoga mat, inches, maybe feet. So light that it becomes less and less noticeable where the body ends and the space around you begins. The edges of your body soften outward, and you begin to take up more and more space. This white, light, soft, easy being. And if you'd like to stay here in Shavasana even longer, you're more than welcome to. You might just roll over and mute your computer so you don't hear the close of class. Those of you ready, feel yourself on the earth. Notice sounds in the space, especially the sound of your first deep, full breath in, filling the lungs. Deep, full breath out. Take a few more cycles of breath like that. And then slowly wiggling fingers and toes, circling ankles, wrists. Roll on over to your side. From your side, you can slowly press up to a seat. Softness in your face and your eyes remain. Garuda Mudra over heart or throat if you wish, or perhaps a different mudra is calling to you here today. One more moment here to tune into Pratipakshyabhavana, quality, cultivating opposites. Feeling them both at once in your system, oscillating back and forth. And we will close our session today by sharing the sound of Om. I have unmuted your videos in case you want to join me. No pressure either way. We'll take a deep breath in, full breath out. Inhale for Om. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Peace, peace, peace. May all beings everywhere be peaceful, happy, and free. Together we'll say the words. Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.